Hello, everybody. Welcome to this exciting webinar. I know it has been an incredible day, an exciting day, maybe a day full of announcements you didn't think you'd have the opportunity to hear, but I want to introduce myself. I am Kristen Cunningham, the Chief Sales Officer at LifeVantage, and I have to tell you, the energy in our building right now could not be better. We are so excited to welcome with open arms the LoveBiome family. We are so excited to get to know you a little bit better and can't wait for you to really join Activation Nation. I have to tell you, we have been talking about the leadership both on your corporate side and on your field side. And you have a group of peers who cannot wait to meet you. So love your energy, your appreciation for the industry, your excitement about this product. But yeah, just glad to be here. Now I'm going to ask you in the chat. I have started, this is my third or fourth call that I've started today. And I think it sets up what we are doing in a really meaningful way. But I will tell you, I love this industry. I have spent 20 years in the network marketing industry. It is the only, I would say, grown-up job I have had since college. And I have just grown to really love and appreciate the work that happens here and the lives that can change. So I'm going to ask you, put in the chat, how has this industry really made you love your life? What have you been able to do because of network marketing that maybe you hadn't ever had the opportunity before? You're going to hear that phrase a lot. How has this industry helped you to really love your life? And I heard everything from the opportunity to move job or move homes because you wanted to, not because you had to taking care of children, to taking care of parents. It has been just incredible hearing some of the stories that have come out from that question. So I'm going to challenge you, be thinking, how has this industry really made you love your life? Because you're going to see a lot more of that. All right. So Sky, if we want to go to the next slide, that would be awesome. But really, you're here tonight to obviously meet each other for the first time. That's what I look like. Much better in picture than person. We can go to the next one. But really, we're here because about 4 years ago, our CEO, Steve Fife, kind of asked us a question that was like, don't ask a question you don't really want to know the answer to. And it was, are we playing to win or are we playing not to lose? And I think we all kind of responded that up until then, we'd really been playing not to lose. And we made the commitment that from that day forward, our mentality was going to be, we play to win. We are a company that understands the good things about this industry, the good things about LifeVantage, and we committed in that moment to play to win. And for the past several years, we have done a lot of incredible things, I think, to prepare us for this moment right now. We've made incredible upgrades to our product philosophy, our compensation philosophy, our culture, our team members. It has been truly phenomenal. But Steve, I don't know that you realized how big that decision could be at the time, but I think today is the next evolution of that commitment that you really put out to all of us to make sure that we are always playing to win at LifeVantage. And I know you have been like dying for this moment to be able to officially introduce and to bring these groups together. So I am going to turn the time over to you to share some of your thoughts. So please give it up in the chat to the guy who saw this coming so long ago, someone who I promise you are going to just absolutely love to get to know. The guy loves sports, so I'm going to prepare you. If you're not a sports fan, like you're going to get a sports analogy probably every time you hear from him. He has an incredible background, and what I love most about him is how much he loves this industry and wants other people to succeed. So give some love in the chat to our CEO, Steve Fife.
Thank you, Kristen. I always blush a little bit when I'm introduced like that because I'm a guy that I do love to win, and I try to bring that energy in everything that I do. Sports are a passion of mine, and it's pretty much all things Bay Area. So I grew up, spent most of my life in the California Bay Area. So from Niners to Warriors to Giants, I even accept the A's and Raiders. I love sports, and I love a lot of the analogies around it. And as Kristen said, if you go on, we embarked down a path a few years ago about where we wanted to be as a company. I've been with, you can go through all of those, Sky. I've been with LifeVantage for 8 years now. Actually started as the chief financial officer, and my background is actually not in this industry. It's been primarily with publicly traded tech companies. And I was recruited to LifeVantage 8 years ago, and as Kristen said, I have absolutely fallen in love with this industry. I can honestly say that for the first time in my career, I've had the opportunity to see how a business changes lives at a very personal level. And that's what motivates me and gets me up every morning. And playing to win started a few years ago, and it started with, leadership, field alignment, creating trust within the LifeVantage environment, and becoming crystal clear on our product message, having a compensation plan that was designed to win, and having a culture that would be attractive to other leaders in the industry. And Kristen's, excitement for me. This has been a long time coming. We've actually looked at a number of companies over the past several years, and I am so happy that Kelly reached out to us, and the opportunity that he saw, of how powerful a partnership with LoveBiome and LifeVantage could be. And if you go to the next slide, the conversations, these conversations have been going on for a total of 2 months. And it has been a very, very quick courtship, but when we got together, we saw the synergies, we saw the power of partnering one with one another to fulfill our vision of what can be. It became a no-brainer for us. And so, a fairly small group of people worked tirelessly. Kelly, Sean, and others on the Love Biome team, and members from our team really worked together to realize as quickly as we could this vision. And if you go to that next slide, you know, one of the things that is most exciting about this is how the LoveBiome consultants instantly amplify what we refer to as Activation Nation. You've probably already heard a little bit about how we position ourselves as a company. We consider ourselves the activation company because of our products and how they function in our bodies. But we also are mindful about how we activate people's lives financially. And when we started talking, we saw just this perfect fit. And the next slide will kind of heighten that. We act on behalf of Activation Nation. We want to welcome everyone from LoveBiome to a new home, and a home that I think you're going to find embraces you, and we will very quickly embrace one another's visions around what can be. The limited exposure that I've had to some of your leaders, it is clear around the business mindset that you bring, the amazing products that have been innovated by the LoveBiome team are going to be embraced by the LifeVantage people. And I can just see this marriage of the cultures coming together in a perfect way. And if you go to the next slide, just I guess for some of the LifeVantage people that are not familiar yet with the LoveBiome story, you know, we view I know you view yourselves as leaders in the microbiome health space. It is an enormous market on here. You can see the size of growing, currently a 14 billion, that should be a B, not a M, a $14 billion market growing to $32 billion over the next 10 years. A massive opportunity. And you have already developed a product that is leading in this space. There's a massive comparison to where LifeVantage was a few years ago with our flagship product, Protandim NRF2. And it took voices to realize the dream of what Protandim could be. And through this combination, we're accelerating that message of bringing P84 to more and more people throughout the world. And again, high presence internationally. A big portion of the LoveBiome team is in the US. Second biggest market is in Taiwan, and then a phenomenal footprint in Europe as well. And if you go to the next slide, what is really magical about this is this culture that I know is important to Kelly and the entire team at LoveBiome is already starting. We had the privilege of having Kelly and Sean and three of your leaders in our office on Monday, joined by myself and Kristen and Julie Boyster, our Chief Marketing Officer, and two of our leaders. And the meeting started at 8 o'clock on Labor Day. And it was I think it's safe to say that maybe a little hesitancy at the beginning of the meeting. We are kind of figuring out everyone and who they were. And but at the end of that meeting, it felt like we were long lost friends. And the synergies, the background, how product is positioned, how business is positioned, how compensation plans are similar. It just again kind of confirmed to me that this is the right partnership to drive success for both companies. And if you go to that next slide, it was interesting. I think we all felt during the course of that conversation that, alone, there are two really good companies here. But at the end of that meeting, I can tell you that together, we collectively felt that we are going to be great. And combining these two companies is what is really going to promote growth and again help us fulfill what we all want to see. And great, if you go to that next slide, I going back to my winning perspective, the the magic happens when you create, I think in life, when you can create a win-win scenario. I learned very early in my career, I worked for two very, very successful individuals that had dynamically different approaches to life. One of them, winning meant someone had to lose. And the other one, winning was when both parties win. And I was still pretty impressionable at that point in time. And I naturally gravitated to that win-win solution. And that's what we have here when we pull together as in this partnership. LifeVantage gains scalability, gains a hungry consultant base and a revolutionary product that is going to fit just seamlessly into our product portfolio. And LoveBiome, again, you create or achieve scalability with partnering with a company that is very strong financially, has scale, has strong supply chains, can help fulfill the operations and the dream, as well as now introducing the LoveBiome consultants to a whole new set of products. And that combination is really a testament to Kelly, Sean, the entire LoveBiome team, and what you have done in a relatively short period of time. It is amazing, the accomplishments. I tip my hat to Kelly and for his knowledge, his passion, belief in this industry. And I can't wait for us to, really lock arms, because I think collectively we're going to be an unstoppable force. And with that, I want to turn it over to Kelly to share his thoughts. Kelly.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Well, I'm so grateful to be with you, everybody. I know that this group is a mixture of LoveBiome and LifeVantage, but to me it feels so familiar, so family-like, and I'm so grateful to be here with you. A couple of things. First of all, I am so grateful finally that our LoveBiome leaders and members and family can meet Steve Fife. I've been anxious for this from the first time I met him, to be honest with you. And to me, this is the greatest thing that could have happened tonight, is for our people to meet Steve and to get a feeling from him. There is one little point, Steve, however, of contention that I think that we uncovered the other day. I was born and raised a New York Yankee fan. And that's just in me. I mean, the Yankees are in me. I know that there are two kinds of people in the world, people who love and people who hate the Yankees, but I've always been a Yankees fan. And so I hope we can overcome that little thing, and maybe that can be a
I'll forgive you
too. There's one other personal thing that I'd just like to tell you all about me. I don't really like to talk about myself, but I will talk about my wife. A week ago today was our 50th wedding anniversary. I married my wife 50 years ago last Wednesday. And so this has been a real emotional, wonderful time for us. And I don't think she's on this call right now, but if she were, I would tell her I love her. I'm grateful for her. Maybe we can go to the next slide, Skylar. Thank you. You guys, this is a moment. I'm not sure if you feel it, but I know that I feel it. And these moments don't come along very often. You know, most of the time, we go through our life and we eat the same thing for lunch and we watch the same TV show or whatever, and wishing that something would change. And it's so funny, human nature. These inflection points only come along very rarely. And when they come, I have learned in my life, you don't overanalyze them, you grab them and you move. And that is the feeling that I've got, Steve, and the LifeVantage family. That is the feeling that I've got, that this is a moment where we move. Skylar, can you just keep going forward? I'll keep up with you, Skylar. Synergies. From the very first time we talked, on a Zoom call with Steve, I think we all kind of, even though we were kind of feeling each other out and trying to get to know each other, to me, it was a knockdown. I mean, the LifeVantage and LoveBiome and what you have created, congratulations to you, is unbelievable. And what we are beginning to create, we're still in our infancy, and putting these two together just seemed like an absolute. And the synergies up and down, just it's like they were made, they were made to go together, from comp plan to the product vision, the culture. It's green lights, 100% green lights. There are no red lights in this combination. Keep going, Skylar. I'll keep up with you, buddy. So let me tell you a little bit about LoveBiome. When we started, first of all, a lot of us at LoveBiome that started, the founders and so forth, we were all together for 25 years or so in a company called Morinda, the Tahitian noni company. I was one of the original founders of that company. And so we kind of know, what it's like to be, when we see something amazing, we kind of know it. We came together because not because we were really that excited about starting another MLM company. We came together because there was a piece of the health puzzle that was missing, and we knew what it was. And that piece was microbiome health. And we locked into it, baby. We locked into it very, very hard. And we made this our passion. And that 3.5 years ago, we began this kind of insatiable search and desire to learn more about it and understand it better and get beyond just the surface of probiotics or prebiotics or whatever, and really understand the interconnectivity of the microbiome and what microbiome health can really mean. And then it's amazing. I'm getting ahead of myself, but it's amazing that we meet and get to know and do a deep dive into a company called LifeVantage, who at their heart is the activation company. And I'm going, oh my goodness, talk about a match made in heaven. It's like my wife and I 50 years ago. So this led us to want to design, develop, and launch a product called P84. I think it's the greatest name in the world, and our people just connected to it. It is the most advanced product for microbiome health on the market, period. And as I today on our call earlier, when we talked with all of our people, I asked our people this question: if you were the CEO of LoveBiome today, what would you do? How would you help us? How would you take us into the future? If you were the CEO, what would you think about every single morning, every single day? And it's really interesting because our group in their chat, they nailed into it right away. And the word that we kept hearing over and over again was scale. Because we've got this proven idea, we've got this, excuse my expression, sexy idea. It is an amazing idea. and now we need to scale it. Go ahead, Skylar. I'm with you. We need to scale. We needed to scale our idea. We needed a partner to be able to do that. We at the heart of who we are is this thing, this product. I don't even like to call it a product, you guys. It is something more than a product. It is, we call it the automatic part of your day. It's something more than just a product. But it consists of two individual stick packs that you mix together in water every single morning, and you take it. And now I believe me, I am a complete advocate of taking mind, body, core first. This is the automatic part of our day, and I love it. And E84, I guarantee you, is like your best friend that you've never met before. When you get to know it, when you get to meet it, when you get to see it and understand what it can do for you and for everybody you love, it will be your best friend. You will love it. Skylar, keep going. I love this. Gosh, I'm going to get emotional, I think. It makes me feel like we're part of a family. This looks like a family photo to me. And here we are, Vital Power 1 and Vital Power 2 in this amazing LifeVantage family. And anyway, it just looks like it fits in perfectly. And I know in the chat, some of you are going, what does it do? Believe me, I guarantee you, you're going to meet and get to know and love this new best friend of yours. And from the very first sip, you are going to say, wow, this is amazing. Next slide, please. We are the activation company. I have to be honest with you, Steve and Kristen and Julie and others of your executive team, I feel honored to be part of the activation company. I think it is such a great vision, such a great idea. And I know that every one of our LoveBiome family members, and customers and everyone are going to love to be part of the activation company. We look at ourselves as being an activation, part of that activation story, because the microbiome is the center of the body. The microbiome is the center of health. And whether you talk about the gut brain or gut heart, gut liver, everything, gut skin, everything runs through the gut. And so everything is activated and improved through microbiome health. And that's who we are. Unashamedly and without, with all humility, that's who we are. We learned, we love, and this is what we're bringing to the world. And to be part of this amazing LifeVantage family now, that we're part of this family portrait, family photo with Protandem, with the collagen, with Mind Body, it just feels like we've got siblings that are, instant love and instant acceptance. Next slide, please, Skylar. This is kind of life from our perspective. We were looking for a partner with shared values, that shared our same values. And I love what Kristen said at the very beginning. She said she loves the network marketing industry. My first experience in network marketing was in 1978. I became a life insurance salesman for a network marketing life insurance company. It was kind of a forerunner of the A.L. Williams company. I was just out of college. And since 1978, it was 3 years after we were married. Since 1978, I have had my life impacted by this industry. And I'm not going to go into it right now because we don't want to really extend this out. But once you're with me and have a chance to get to know me better, you'll know that this, to me, we should be proud of who we are. We should be proud of this industry. And now with this partnership, we have got something really cool to be proud of. We looked at LifeVantage, the corporate leadership, the field leadership. We met Brandon and Tyler for the first time on Monday morning, and we were blown away by these two amazing guys. the global resources, the financial strength, everything that LoveBiome needed to scale and to leapfrog and to be 5 years ahead of where we normally would be. This is what we saw in this partnership and what we see in it. Next slide. The industry is going to notice. In fact, I guarantee you, since 3 o'clock when this became public, social media is blowing up. I guarantee it. And not just in LifeVantage and LoveBiome, but every other company now is trying to figure out what we're doing. Every other company is trying to figure out what is going on. This puts LifeVantage, us as a combined company, on the offense. And I'm sure that you are just like me. I'd rather be on the offense than the defense. We are on the offense now with this partnership. It is completely unexpected. Did any of you expect this when you woke up this morning to hear this news? This is what's going through the industry right now. And I don't know, to me, it's just a time for us to embrace it, understand the potential of it, and to run. And so all the eyes in the industry, all the eyes of the world basically are on us. Every head is pointed in our direction. And this is, I don't know, this is what kind of turned me on. This is what we in our industry crave, an opportunity to run, especially run where no one else is running. And so, Steve, again, thank you so much for your kindness, for your vision. Every member of your team have welcomed us with open arms, and can't wait to meet you all. Can't wait to meet our new LifeVantage family, and I can't wait for you to meet our LoveBiome family. This is going to be amazing. So thank you so much, you guys.
All right. Well, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Kelly. Let's give them some love in the chat. It is so incredible when you have two people with such big vision, such big understanding. Also, we can move past this slide, but I'll continue to praise. Steve and Kelly, thank you. Thank you for your leadership, your vision, for the opportunity that you saw and just grabbed a hold of so that we could be here together. I personally am so excited to get to know each and every one of you a little bit better. My phone is literally blowing up with people asking me questions. When can we meet them? So that is always a good sign. And Kelly, I'll tell you, as somebody with 3 kids, I've had to do my fair share of wrangling for family pictures. I think that was the easiest family picture in the history of family pictures. So we love how good we look together. But thank you again to both of you. I'd like to talk to just a little bit high level about timeline. So obviously the announcement in this joint town hall call was today. Tomorrow we will have our earnings call and our press release. For those of you joining LifeVantage, we're a public company, so you get to hear from us on that public stage every quarter. And be on the lookout for us on the NASDAQ tower as well. There will be an announcement made with some great imagery that you'll be able to get a hold of. So all through the month of September, we will continue teaching, training, integrating, hosting opportunity meetings and trainings that we will announce specifics on our specific market calls. October 1st is our target closing date, meaning that we are officially a new company at that day. And then November will be our full integration. So October, we will continue to run side by side. Everything LoveBiome will exist in the LoveBiome world, everything LifeVantage in the LifeVantage world. And then come November 1st, everything exists solely in the LifeVantage world. And we're excited for that. I know we have people from the globe listening to this call. We have events that we are excited to welcome you to. Kelly, I've heard you feel pretty strongly about event attendance too. But these are some of the events that you will have your opportunity to get to. And I heard that you are expecting a number of those LoveBiome consultants to join us.
Yeah, we're going to have a fire department problem, Kristen, I think.
Okay, well, we'll prepare ourselves for that. Always a party when the fire department is there, is what I've learned. So, but like I said, November 1st will be that full integration on the Evolve compensation plan. So I want to talk to you a little bit about on the next slide. I'm going to show you just some do's and don'ts and kind of the next steps from both of our perspectives. So the first one, absolutely register for Momentum Academy. LifeVantage, for those of you in LifeVantage, we have about 400 seats left that you can register for. We did carve out a number of them for LoveBiome. So if you are interested in coming to Dallas to Momentum Academy, I recommend you do that sooner than later. We anticipate it will sell out, and we are not at a place where we can expand. So take advantage, do it now. We would love to see you all there. You know, the next thing I would say to do is really pick up on this vision that you've just heard from Steve and Kelly. Cast this vision, of course, to your teams, but also worldwide. This is an incredible opportunity, an incredible moment in the industry history where you have the chance to say that you were part of something and you remember the day when this happened. And as a leader, set the pace for growth. Use this to make sure you're earning lots of incentives. I'll tell you, that was an Easter egg, which as soon as I said that, I feel like it's not really an Easter egg because I just pointed it out. But you are going to hear a lot of information next week about some of the amazing incentives and recognition and different things that we have on a market specific level. Also from the LifeVantage side. Now, Kelly, you did an incredible job. I've already got messages of how can I try this product. People very excited to try P84. You will all get your chance to our LifeVantage consultants. We cannot wait for you to experience this incredible product. We would ask for that you hold off for now. Now, it's not going to be very long. As Kelly said, you will be best friends. We just need to maybe push out that best friend relationship for about a month. So we would ask that you do not go to the LoveBiome site. We want to be incredible partners for the LoveBiome consultants. They are continuing to close out their month, and we do not want them to experience an out of stock because of us. You will have the opportunity to get this product. We will share more in months to come or in weeks to come, but please do not go, and we don't want to put them in a situation where we are taking all of their inventory. But I can assure you that we will get you an opportunity to try it. And I know you will be fast best friends with that, like Kelly mentioned as well. So please give some time there. Steve mentioned this a little bit as well. I want to echo this and just say, you know, we experienced an incredible product launch this past year that transformed so many businesses. I will tell you that if we treat this opportunity as only a product launch, there's a ceiling for how big we can grow it. However, if we treat this in a way that is, how do I expand my business? How do I get more consultants? Your business can have a much bigger impact. One of the things I learned early on is that customers will add to your business, consultants or business partners will multiply. So please think of this as an opportunity to go find more business partners. I also have some do's and don'ts for our LoveBiome family as well. Also, this makes me sound kind of bossy. Maybe to a certain degree I am, but hopefully the emojis are like helping soften some of this. But same thing for you. We cannot wait to meet you in person. Please get to an event near you. We've got 300 tickets reserved with your name on it. Kelly said he was sure that we would fill all of those. So we'll prep the Dallas fire marshal so they're ready. But please register and please come to Dallas. There's a lot of people who are really excited to meet you. Do the same thing. Pick up this journey. Take this vision, build momentum. A lot of people are watching right now, and we have a great opportunity to do big things. Now for the do nots. But just remember, in the nicest, most loving way, do not go to our website and become a LifeVantage consultant. You will have that opportunity as soon as we import the tree over. It will make the integration really complicated if there are double accounts. So we cannot wait to be combined in November, but don't rush over and join us right now. Also, you will get the opportunity to purchase LifeVantage products very, very soon. More details coming on specifically how that works, but we plan to have those available for you to try on October 1st. So as excited as we are to try these products, to have the best integration possible, please give us some time to make sure that you're doing it properly to create the best possible scenario for integration.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the Activation Nation podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for future episodes and updates, and share with a friend or prospect that you think could benefit from today's conversation. Check the episode description for any links or disclaimers, and we'll see you next week for another episode. And now, the legal stuff. The sales earnings disclosed are potential gross earnings and do not account for expenses incurred in building a business. The average 12-month earnings of a typical U.S. consultant who earned in 2024 are $683. LifeVantage does not guarantee any income or rank success. A consultant's earnings will depend on individual diligence, work effort, and market conditions. Visit the LifeVantage Income Disclosure Statement for more information. Of the 60,000 active LifeVantage consultants, approximately 250 earn company trips. The statements made have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Individual results may vary. Since the beginning of the program in 2018, approximately 230 consultants have earned the My LifeVenture Award by achieving EC2 and maintaining that rank for 6 consecutive months within the 18 months of advancing to EC2. The average number of active consultants over this period of time is 62,407.